Hi everyone. So now we are going to discuss various terms related to magnetism. And the first one, magnetic field or magnetic lines of force. So look at this, the space around the magnetic pole or magnet or cutting current carrying wire within which its effect can be experienced is defined as magnetic field. So just like electric field, you know what is electric field? If there is a charge Q over there, then like the lines of force which represents the electric field or the field, that is what is electric field. So we can say that if it is a positive charge, it will go in this direction. So in the same way, you can identify here as well. So look at this North Pole, the lines of force are going away from the North Pole and they are approaching towards South Pole. So if you like, suppose you know there is a dipole plus Q minus Q. We have discussed, right? In similar way, look at this. Here two poles are there, South Pole and North Pole. So there will be no. It will start from North Pole and it will end at South Pole. So this is why this is how we represent magnetic lines of force. And one more thing you have to note, unlike electric lines of force, in electric field, the lines of force will never make a closed loop. But in magnetic field, it will make closed loop. In magnetic field, they will make closed loop. Okay, so that is you have to understand. Next one, magnetic flex magnetic flux density. So the number of magnetic, this is exactly similar, the idea is similar to what our electric flux or electric field flux density. Okay, the number of magnetic field lines or force passing through a surface defined as magnetic flux as similar. So if there is a surface over here, so how many number of like how many magnetic field lines pass through it normally or by considering that a particular area, that is what is magnetic flux. The SI unit is Weber, CGS unit is Maxwell, and please understand like what is the relation connecting Weber and Maxwell. 1 Weber is equal to 10 to the power 8 Maxwell. Okay. And so now we are going to the third one. Okay. So see this. So when a piece of magnet, when a piece of magnet substance is placed in an external magnetic field, the substance becomes magnetized. The number of magnetic field lines induction induced a magnetized substance crossing a unit area normal to their direction is called magnetic induction or magnetic flux density. So actually magnetic induction or magnetic flux density is nothing but B. Okay, so magnetic flux is like magnetic field lines per unit area, but magnetic flux density is nothing but magnetic field. Okay, it's a vector quantity. Okay, so that is what is the idea of magnetic flux density or magnetic field is very simple. So look at it. So when you keep, this is the same idea we used in the case of electric field as well. Suppose there is an electric field. Suppose there is a uniform electric field. Okay, and it doesn't seem like uniform, but you can consider it's a uniform. And there is a charge over here. So how much is the total force acting on this when we place in an electric field? So that much would be the electric field, or that is just like the electric field due to this charge and this one, like the interaction between those two charges. So you can say that we can consider the electric field of this charge by considering this electric field. Similarly, so look at this. When a piece of magnetic substance is placed in an external magnetic field, substance become magnetized. All right. So the number of magnetic field lines induction induced in magnetic. So there is something like there is something like what there is something like what we can say a magnetizing property here, but in the case of electric field there is nothing like that exactly, but we can consider anyways. So the SI unit of magnetic field is or magnetic field density is this one Tesla, and it is equal to Weber per meter square, Newton per ampere meter, Joule per ampere meter square, volt second per meter square. So actually this is the common question, like this is a previous year question asked. 1 Tesla is equal to what? Weber per, it's Weber per meter square, Newton ampere meter, Joule ampere meter square, volt second meter square. So you have to keep in your mind, they'll give you A, B, C, D, four options. One option would be different. So you have to choose the correct three options. Okay. I mean, which one is the wrong that you have to choose. In CGS, it is Gauss. Okay. So 1 Tesla is equal to 10 to the power of 4 Gauss. All right. So next is magnetic permeability. It is a degree of extent in which the magnetic lines of force can enter in a substance and denoted by mu. So that is permeability. We have seen this. Do you remember mu 0 by 4 pi? Yeah. So this mu 0 is permeability in free space. So in similar to that, in medium, so we can write in medium it will be mu. Okay. So for characteristics of the medium which allows magnetic flux pass through, it's called as permeability. Example, permeability of soft iron is 1,000 times greater than that of air. So actually mu 0 by 4 pi, the value of mu 0 by 4 pi that I have told you, which is equal to 10 to the power minus 7. So mu 0 is equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. So how can I write? Mu 0 is equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. Okay. So that is given here. That is given. Okay, all right. And mu is equal to, just like our, what is epsilon? Epsilon is equal to epsilon 0, epsilon r. Similarly, mu is equal to mu 0, mu r. Mu 0 is absolute permeability of air or a free space. 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. Okay. So mu r is known as permeability of, I mean, relative permeability of the medium. Just like our epsilon r, what is this? Relative permittivity of the medium. So d by b0 is equal to flux density per material divided by flux density in vacuum. Okay. So next we're going to move on. Okay. All right. So next is intensity of magnetizing field H or magnetizing field. Okay, intensity of magnetizing field or magnetizing field. So it is a degree of extent in which the magnetic field magnetizes substance. Okay. So as we have told, as we have already discussed, that is if you place a magnetic material or magnetic material inside a magnetic field, it will get magnetized, right? So it is the degree of extent in which the magnetic field can magnetize a substance. Okay, H is equal to, the equation H is equal to B upon mu. Okay, B upon mu, where B is the intensity of intensity of magnetic field or intensity of flux density divided by mu permeability. Okay, the SI unit is ampere per meter. Okay, so this is also, you just look at this. The unit could be like, they could ask you the unit Newton per meter square Tesla, Newton per Weber, joule per meter cube into Tesla, joule per meter into Weber. In CGS unit, it is Easton. Okay, Easton, and 1 Easton is equal to 80 ampere per meter. Okay, Easton is a famous scientist. You know, research experiment we have seen. Okay, so intensity of magnetization I. Next is, this is intensity of magnetizing field. This is intensity of magnetization. You have to be very sure each term. What are the terms? Okay, so it is the degree to which the substance is magnetized when it is placed in a magnetic field. Okay, so this is the general property of that substance. This is when it placed in a magnetic field. So it can also be defined as the pole per unit cross section area, and the substance is induced in the dipole moment per unit volume. So it has two equations. One is pole strength M. So pole strength has, we represent either M by or P, or either M or P, because I have seen P somewhere, so you don't get confused. So which is intensity of magnetization is equal to pole strength M divided by area, or what is this? This is dipole moment divided by volume. What is dipole moment? Pole strength into 2L divided by area. So area, I can write 2L here, so it will be volume. So it is nothing but capital M divided by volume. Okay, so that is why we can write volume as well. Okay, so next is magnetic susceptibility. Okay, magnetic susceptibility, and it is a property or the substance which shows how easily a substance can be magnetized. So it can also be defined as the ratio of intensity of magnetization to substance magnetic intensity. So this is equal to, susceptibility is equal to I by H. So this is, you have to keep in your mind. Susceptibility is equal to I by H, because we have to use it somewhere. Okay. It is a scalar quantity with no units and dimensions. No units and dimensions. All right. Okay. So relation between permeability and susceptibility. So this only you have to consider B is equal to B0 plus Bm. What is B0? B0 is then magnetic flux density in vacuum, and it is magnetizing force. That's Bm. Okay, in a magnetizing material, Bm. So B is equal to mu 0 H. We know that what is B0? It is mu 0 into H that we have seen. Why? Because B by H is equal to mu 0. B by H is equal to mu 0 we have seen. So again, to magnetizing material Bm. So okay, so what is Bm? Bm is equal to mu 0 I. So that we have seen here. Look at this. Yeah, mu 0 into I. So which is equal to mu 0, you can take outside, H plus I. So mu 0 H into 1 plus IF. So because if you take H here, then we know that susceptibility is equal to I by H. So you can substitute that here. So it will be mu 0 H into 1 plus IF. So what is mu 0 H? Mu 0 H into 1 plus IF. So what is this mu R? Which is nothing but mu R. So mu R is equal to 1 plus, okay, because mu 0 mu R is mu 0 mu R is mu. Okay, so that is why. So B is equal to mu 0 mu R, mu 0 mu R into H. So here, look at this. Here mu 0 is there, H is there. So what will be the rest of the term? That will be mu R. So mu R is equal to that. All right. So one more thing we have to discuss this. Okay, that much only we have to discuss. So next we will discuss the other thing.